yourself in that mood.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go, man. Yippee yeah. See, look, that is. See that there? That could be a bit closer still.
Yeah. Well, Dad, you know what? The other thing is, Dad, I've already started recording.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It is Brandon from Two-Piece Mandem, and welcome back to another podcast. This is Two Blacks Talk Football, Part 3, isn't it?
Part 3, yeah.
Part 3, and let's just say a lot of things that have happened in the world of football, and I've pretty much got my questions on my phone, and me and my dad are pretty much going to discuss them, and
We've got a whole heap to talk about.
a lot. And by the way, thanks for the support on the Premier League prediction. We'll be doing one once all the Week 1 games are finished, so we'll be doing the second one. So make sure you click that subscribe button, right? And make sure you leave a like. What's the like goal? Like goal for this one?
Of course, 10k.
10k likes. You heard the man, alright? Get us to 10k.
Right.
10k likes.
Peace out there.
Alright? And remember to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, alright?
That's right.
So that,
The more members, the more people we have, the better off we are. Thank you very much. Ah.
exactly. So that is going to be the first question. So, last season, as you know,
Yep.
Tottenham did finish above Arsenal.
Yes.
I think it was the second season in a row.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, Arsenal, since Mikel Arteta has, been the Arsenal manager,
Yes.
he has he's won a cup with, was it Arsenal? The FA Cup, being us,
Yep.
being Chelsea.
Yep.
And he also won the Community Shield against Liverpool.
Yep.
Alright? Do you think Tottenham are better than Arsenal?
Do I think Tottenham's better than Arsenal?
Yeah.
At this present moment, yes. But Arsenal is catching up. They're catching up. I mean, they're starting to sort out the defence. But Arsenal, I mean, like I say, Tottenham still has the edge over Arsenal at the moment. You know.
How?
How?
Let me actually think about it.
Because they've got, what's his name, my man up front? What's his
Harry
name?
Kane. That's
Harry
it.
Kane.
But Arsenal have Aubameyang.
Yeah, they have Aubameyang, but is he actually going to stay there? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you,
He hasn't
it looks.
signed a contract yet, has he?
I think he actually has signed a
Has
contract.
he signed it?
I'm assuming because let's be honest, there's no talks of him, going anywhere else. There's no talks of other.
And what happened to their other
signing.
striker? What happened to?
Lacazette.
Yeah, is he staying or is he going?
I think he's saying personally. To be honest, I don't know what other Premier League player would want. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he just doesn't do it consistently to the point where I'm like, yeah, I want to sign him. Do you know what I mean? I think he could do better.
But I mean, I've heard that Arsenal have bought a few new defenders anyway.
They bought one guy, was it called Gabriel?
Yeah,
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is what they needed, to be honest, from the start. They needed defenders for
Well,
a long time.
We've been saying
For
this
a long time.
We've been saying this for a long time. Yeah, that Arsenal's defence have been crap. Right? It's only now since they've got this manager in, it's starting to do. I mean, everyone says Wenger's this, Wenger was this, and Wenger was that. Wenger was a thief, man. Because Wenger, right? If he really wanted to make that team better, he could have done it.
But
He could have taken some of his wages and freaking helped sort out the players, mate.
But-
He was freaking. He was a thief, man.
No, but to be fair, he did make the team better.
In what way?
Remember, was the early...
Bringing in Henry?
He brought in Henry.
Come on,
he
man.
brought in, what was it, Dennis Bergkamp,
Yeah, maybe.
Vieira.
All right. Henry and Bergkamp.
the
Yeah.
Invincibles,
Yeah. No, he wasn't behind the Invincibles. Forget that rubbish. He wasn't behind that,
for
mate.
the attack. So
He wasn't behind that at all, mate.
But he's a
George
part of
Graham
that.
was behind that,
that's
mate.
defence, sir.
George
made
Graham
the
was
defence
behind. George Graham made that defence solid, mate.
Yeah,
I don't care
but-
what anyone says.
But Arsene Wenger brought in that attacking threat.
No, man.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger brought it in.
No.
Well, to be honest, he managed it. So you can't say that. He did. He fully managed it.
Yeah, he managed it, but he didn't do well with it, though.
But he did because they went the whole season undefeated. They're literally the only Premier League team with the gold, was it, Premier League trophy.
All right, we'll give him that. But it's a bit of luck there, really, to his truth.
Yeah, obviously there's luck involved.
There's a bit of luck,
It's like with
really.
your season, it was a bit of luck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was
a whole heap of luck for yours, but
I don't know about a whole heap of luck with
Yeah,
us. No, it wasn't that.
What do you mean, VAR?
No VAR, nothing.
What do you mean,
mate.
no
Forget
VAR?
us, mate. We just got there and got the
do you mean?
goals, mate. You're just jealous, mate.
What do you mean,
But anyway,
VAR pretty much saved you?
No,
the majority of the
mate.
time.
Just because you're gutted because your team got battered, mate. But
We
anyway,
got battered.
don't worry about it. Back onto the subject. At the end of the day, yeah, right. Tottenham has still got the edge over Arsenal at the moment. But as I said, Arsenal's coming back. Arsenal was on the ropes, but Arsenal's coming back with a good If they can sort out their defence more, they'll be dangerous.
So at this moment in time, you're saying Tottenham are better than Arsenal.
Yes.
I disagree with that. I generally think Arsenal are currently better than Tottenham. If Arsenal was to play Tottenham right now, Arsenal would win it, but probably by 1-0. It'll be Aubameyang.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. They rely so much on Aubameyang.
But yeah, they did lose the North London derby at Tottenham's ground. I think it was later on in the season.
No, there you are. Yeah. So imagine,
Sticky
right?
one.
Imagine it's the same with Tottenham, right? If my man wasn't there playing for them as well,
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, yeah, right?
But
And Aubameyang wasn't playing for
Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah, right? Both those teams would be crap, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but if, let's say they verse each other, but Tottenham didn't have Harry Kane and Arsenal didn't have Aubameyang,
I still reckon Tottenham win that.
reckon. Oh yeah, they do have good player. Was it Hugo Son?
Exactly. I reckon
I
Tottenham
don't even
win
like. I don't like Tottenham, but I have to admit Hugo Son is a very, very good player.
that. I reckon
He's a
Tottenham
very,
win
very
that.
good player.
Right? So, but you got to look at, you got to look at what Arsenal's got here, right? Really, come on. I mean, apart from my man there up front, what's the other? What's the other? Where's the goals coming from, mate?
Well, Pepe, but sorry.
But he's not a regular, is he? He's not putting the goals in a regular, is he? Is he a 20 goals a season, man?
No, he's one of those. I think he's one of those guys. He takes on defenders and he creates chances. I mean, he can get goals himself. But I don't really think he's.
You know, and I know, right?
He's not Raheem Sterling.
The man that should be playing in that middle of that midfield is
Ozil.
Ozil.
Yeah, but look with the Ozil
And
situation.
what is the problem with Ozil? Why can't the manager just sort out his crap and play the player? They're calling out for creative players. If you ain't going to play Ozil, sell his ass and get two creative players.
But does Ozil want to play for Arsenal?
Well, that's another question.
Because I certainly gets paid the most and
But he's turning around and saying he wants to play. So what's the problem then?
salary cut, I think. Because remember, all the players took 10% off their wages and he refused because he wanted more details on when he's.
If he doesn't want a salary cut, then sell him and get someone else in there that will play for the club.
I think it's the same situation with Gareth Bale at Real Madrid. I think he's just longing out what the whole contract thing.
Well,
it's one of those ones.
It's one of those. Well, the Gareth Bale situation is completely different from the Arsenal situation, right? Because
I would say Gareth Bale, by the way. I still think he's quality.
Gareth Bale's a quality player.
I still think he's quality.
He could play.
Personally.
He could still play now. He shouldn't be on the bench. Or if he's getting paid a ridiculous amount of money, but I'm not setting that player on the bench and not playing him.
It's one of those ones where you're not playing, but you're getting paid like loads of money. You're getting bags.
Exactly.
It's one of those ones.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not that he's not worth it. He's worth the money. He's a
I know
quality
he's
player.
Yeah, I'll take him.
He's a quality player.
I'll take him.
You know, why are you gonna? Why is Zidane gonna let him sit there and just rock when you can play him?
Could be his attitude. Maybe Zidane doesn't like him. You honestly know.
Listen, there's lots of managers that don't like players, yeah, but they still play him because they know they can win in matches. And he's one of those players that can win you a match, man.
Yeah, but Ferguson, there were some players that could win Ferguson matches, and he didn't like the attitude, and Ferguson got rid of them. He had that abundance mentality, he didn't care.
Yeah, but
he always had that mentality that he can get.
Yeah, but Ferguson always wanted to do things his way, and if he didn't do his way, he would be out, and that's how he operated. But once you know your manager was like that,
ruthless.
Yeah, exactly. Once you know your manager was like that, you'd have to kind of like
adapt,
exactly.
Either you adapt, or you don't, or you just want to leave.
Or you leave the club and go somewhere else and play somewhere else. Simple as that. Anyway, what's your next question?
Things. I'm gonna go into this question. So, as you know, Liverpool won the title last season.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were on
the Reds. Yeah.
I think they were on 98 points, 99 points, or something like that.
It's true.
I haven't really heard Liverpool, make a lot of signings.
No, we haven't yet. Yeah.
I don't know what Klopp's idea is. There are some teams that made a signing for your players. So, for example, Brighton signed Adam Lallana. As you told me earlier this morning, Wijnaldum.
Barcelona is interested in Wijnaldum. Yeah.
And as you can see, other teams are starting to expand their teams. Like for example, Chelsea, Man City bringing in Ferran Torres, Arsenal signing their centre back.
So is Liverpool going for Torres as well.
Players, Donny van de Beek going to Manchester United, so bringing in another midfielder. With Pogba and Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
So my question is, do you think Liverpool can retain the title? Do you think they can win it this season?
well, I'm not going to say I don't think they can't. I'm going to say they can because I'm a Liverpool fan. But I think it's going to be tight.
But what's the reality?
Reality
In your
is
eyes.
that I reckon it's going to probably be Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Man U.
Really, not Arsenal or Tottenham.
It depends on how, if Arsenal can sort out their defence
And consistency.
and Tottenham can, because the problem with Tottenham is, right, yeah, they move good as a unit, but the problem is they've got no creativity in their team. Their midfield is as dry as a bit of lettuce.
Really?
Where's the creativity coming from? You know, someone like Coutinho could blossom in a team like that.
Depends if they want to work with Mourinho.
Well, this is it.
This is Jose's tactics.
Well, there you go.
I still think he's good. Personally.
I personally think he's been sussed out, but there you go.
You think he's been done out?
I think he's been sussed out, mate, and people are now starting to realise that he's just, you know, he just basically just gets the goal and then close up shop most of the time, and that's what he does to win matches.
I don't think Liverpool will win it. I don't think they will take it.
Well, we'll have to see. You know, don't forget, right?
I think they just draw too many games.
Frankie Boy has been signed on a lot of players, yeah, right. And at the moment, he's the one who's really making a lot of noise.
The thing is, I'm a Chelsea fan, right? But I'm not getting too happy because half of these signings could flop massively. Or they could get injured in the first
they ain't
season.
gonna flop, man.
They could.
They ain't gonna flop, man. You think Frankie Boy is gonna pick players that he thinks are rubbish? You gotta be joking.
Or you put
No
Kurt Zouma,
chance.
you put Kurt Zouma in the starting lineup. Play back why? They were awful.
Well, you know, like it is with anything, you gotta give people time. You gotta give players time to adjust.
I rate Timo Werner. I rate Ziyech.
You gotta
I
give
rate
them
Ben
time.
Chilwell. I rate pretty much majority of the signings. I rate the Kai Havertz one. I
I
heard
mean,
that he's good. I'm 50-50.
you're
I just want to see the runs that he makes in the midfield and the goals that he scores. Then I'll be like,
You just have to see how it works out, really, how it plays. But at the moment, you know, he's the one who's making more noise than any other club at the moment. I mean, of course, Man United's making their bids as well,
but
but
to be fair, what do you expect though? Because during last season, the first half of last season,
yeah,
we were on the transfer ban,
yeah.
so we couldn't actually sign anyone.
Well, that's true.
So essentially, we had all that money saved up. That
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
helped. You know, during the whole COVID thing, we probably used half of that money to, you know,
Yeah, but don't
build us
forget,
up, and then we
Brent,
had extra money
don't forget-
from where we finished in fourth
don't, for-
place. Like,
don't forget that made the biggest noise of all, though, that Messi was leaving Barcelona. That was the biggest noise, and now all of a sudden he's done a turnaround, which I personally think is a lot of rubbish.
Speaking of-
I personally think he's done that turnaround because he doesn't want to upset the fans.
This
and
leads on
upset the club.
This leads on to my next question, right? What are your thoughts on the Messi transfer news? Because
I personally think, yeah, right, yeah, that he wants to leave the club, right? But he doesn't want all the noise that goes along with it, man. He doesn't want all the hassle. He doesn't want to be taken to court and everything. You know what I mean? You know, he wants to leave the club on a free.
but the thing is, the club aren't actually allowing him to do that. They're basically saying if anyone that wants Messi, you have to pay a 700 million release clause. Imagine that's just a release clause.
Yeah, I know that.
So imagine how much he's actually. If he's that's 700 million just for the clause, imagine how much he's actually worth. He's
Well,
like,
this is it.
like bags.
But the thing is that
Talking peas.
the question is his heart going to really be in the club to play?
It won't.
Because at the moment he doesn't really want to play for him. You can see he doesn't want to play.
There was
for him.
transfer
You
rumours.
can see that the club is. I mean, you know, they've many years now. The quality of that squad has dropped through the years. Right? He's their main star player, really. He is.
Quality of the team's dropped through the years.
Yeah, of course it has. You know,
In terms of what them losing Neymar to me was a loss.
don't forget they built the whole team around Messi. Right?
Basically, yeah.
But the thing about Messi, he's getting older. He can't still do those runs.
I can't do but his technique's still on point.
Oh, his technique is brilliant.
But yet again, when you look at Ronaldo, look how old he is, and look what he's still doing. Like he's scoring overhead kicks in Champions League games.
Mm.
You know, he's banging in volleys.
I'm not
In
saying the
Champions League
quality's
games.
not there, but what you got to look at over time. How long is he going to be? Because basically, let's get down to nitty gritty, right? Basically, he's been carrying Barcelona, Messi. He is Barcelona, right? If he gets injured, right, that's Barcelona buggered, right? That's the fact. He is the squad. If he doesn't play, people ain't going to watch it.
So it's Messi FC then.
I'm telling you. It's true. If he left tomorrow, right, and properly left the club, they'd be in tears. They wouldn't know what to do.
I just don't. I don't. I think.
And is that fair? Is that fair in the club? The club shouldn't rely so much on one player.
Obviously, I understand that. But when this player is so good,
No, but what happens to all the younger players that are there then? If they're just putting all their energy into just one player, that means all those players that are there ain't going to get a chance to play.
they're getting chances, but not as much.
Nah, man, it's they need to sort out their. I mean, they're so much in debt. It's ridiculous.
I think why this Messi transfer is like so, it's been toxic. There's been rumours about it. I think why it's like the biggest thing right now. Why it's so important because Messi he not just brings goals to Barcelona. He brings
He's everything to them.
He brings tiles. He brings the fan base towards him.
It's their creativity.
He brings sponsorship towards him.
You know it exactly.
He makes the club bigger, just himself, Messi. Like what Ronaldo did with Real Madrid. It made Real Madrid massive. He brought the fan base together. As a being next to me, brought the fan base together. Brought literally all the merchandise together. Then when Ronaldo left Real Madrid, you can see the impact that had on Real Madrid.
Oh, of course,
it's not just his quality on the ball.
It fell apart.
It's his quality off the ball, his leadership, his quality, his personality, his mentality.
Yeah, but
that's basically what it was at Real Madrid.
But then again, they had to pull up their bootstraps and actually play proper football. That's what they had to do.
But they were terrible.
Even if they were terrible, they had to freaking start from the beginning.
Put it that way, they were that bad. They had to bring back Zinedine Zidane.
Well,
that's how bad they were.
That's how it goes, isn't it? You know what I mean? You've got a legend there, but he himself he's doing a wonderful job there. Actually, really, he is. The only thing I don't agree with him is he's not playing Bale, and he should be playing Bale as well.
And there's a reason why they're not playing Bale. We don't know what it is. I think what Sky Sports did an interview with him. I have to watch it later on. But they did an interview with what Bale was saying, what was happening through the whole saga at Real Madrid.
Well, obviously the manager and the player have got some kind of beef with each other, but obviously they don't want to play out on the camera, but they need to sort it out, man.
You really want to know what's actually happened, because
if Real Madrid don't want him there, sell him to a Chinese club and let him freaking.
Chinese club, that's it.
Yeah, let him make more millions and freaking.
You can send him to Chelsea, man. I'll tell you.
Nah, he's ain't gonna.
I'll tell
you can't afford his wages, mate.
You said.
No chance.
Have you seen the signings that we've made? The amount of signings we've made, and they're big, We paid 89 million for Kai Havertz.
You can't afford.
You tell me you can't afford his wages. Why? Well, how much do you think Gareth Bale's worth?
I don't know, but it's more than what your bank account freaking is.
Man, come on. Kai Havertz is worth more than your team's bank account.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, probably not now because you're in the Prem, but still.
Anyway, what's your next question?
You know what? Second bit of transfer news, as you know.
Yeah.
Second along Messi. As you know, Frank Lampard, he signed 6 players.
Yes.
I think before the season even starts, before the next season, even before the season finished.
He's been doing serious business.
He signed Werner.
Yeah.
Signed Ziyech.
Great buy.
Now he's added Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah, great buy.
I think it was 2 or 3 days ago. It was announced that he confirmed the signing of Kai Havertz. Pardon me. So, what are your actual thoughts on his signings as a Liverpool fan?
Well, Warner.
Would you say we're a threat?
Werner. Well, we wanted him ourselves.
Did you actually?
Yeah, we did. We know that he's a great striker. We know that already.
Your team made a bid for him?
Yeah, we did. We made a bid for him. But in the end, I think Klopp changed his mind on him.
Serious?
Yeah, we made a bid for him.
How did that work then? So what was it? It'll be what?
Warner was actually going to come to Liverpool originally.
Originally?
Yeah, but
so it would have been Salah, Werner,
yeah,
and Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, to be fair.
But he changed his mind on him. I don't know why he changed his mind on him. So just one of those things. I don't know the ins and outs.
He scored a goal against Brighton.
But we all know he's going to make a big difference to your squad because he's deadly. He's a deadly striker.
The only thing is what's going to happen to Tammy Abraham and Giroud.
There's 2 things that might happen. They're either going to be on the bench,
if I had to pick between,
or he's going to send him out to another club to play for.
If I had to pick between Giroud and Tammy Abraham, obviously I love Giroud.
Yeah.
His quality, all around better play.
Yeah.
But he'd only last about 2 more seasons, then that's it. Whereas with Tammy, he's got a long way ahead of him.
Yeah,
I'd probably go with Tammy Abraham.
I'll keep Tammy.
But out of the two,
In
I know
fact,
who's better. I know who's better.
In fact, I'd play those two guys together to see if some of the Warner's experience can rub off on.
How would that work? What formation then?
I don't know, but I'll try and get them to play together.
Because you know my predicted lineup next season. If we get, it's either Kepa. Right now it's Kepa, but I know we're gonna get a new goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's already looking for an Italian goalkeeper.
Left back's gonna be Ben Chilwell. Next to Ben Chilwell, it's gonna be Rudiger. Even though I think we should get another centre back.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva. At right back, I want to play Reece James. I don't want to play Dave because Dave is just his legs are worn up. Like Dave, Aspilicueta's good. He was good back 4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
But he's getting older, and he's just not as fast as he was before.
But they're gonna have to this is why you start recruiting these younger players.
That's why I put Reece James at right back. So my formation is 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
My two CDMs would be Kovacic and N'Golo Kante.
Okay.
Because
So
Kovacic, he's going the
midfield.
ball.
Yeah,
He can actually defend as well.
Yeah.
Kante, defensively.
Well, we know
world-class.
Kante. We know that Kante's quality anyway. Kante's always been quality.
On the wing, it would probably be Hakim Ziyech. Even though he plays in central attacking midfielder.
Nah, he's better in the midfield, man.
Yeah, but I know. But
He plays that for Ajax.
I know,
He's
but
better in the midfield.
listen, right. This is going to be my attacking midfielder, right? Right winger will be Ziyech.
Yeah.
Attacking midfield will be Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is sick. Well, I've heard that he's good. I'm not 100% convinced that he's going to be our best attacking
I was told
midfielder.
that the guy from Ajax in the midfield he was the man who was running the whole ball game in that midfield.
Yeah, no, but Willian's gone, so I don't know who's going to be the right winger. So
Well,
I heard that he can play on the wing, but
I wouldn't play him on the wing.
I would prefer him at cam. Maybe we'll play Mason Mount on the right wing. Who knows?
Wouldn't play him on the wing.
At left wing, I'd play Christian Pulisic. Because Pulisic's just been amazing. He's Captain America.
He's a good player.
He's ridiculous. And up front, it has to be Timo Werner. That's what I think the starting line's going to be. We might play 3 at the back. I don't know. Frank Lampard switches his tactics a lot.
Well,
so
with Liverpool, I hope we bring in another defender, like someone like Van Dijk.
who's actually close to Van Dijk?
I don't know, but I hope we can bring in
The
someone,
closest to Van Dijk is like De Ligt.
someone like that. Someone like that. Maybe a player from PSG or somewhere like that. A defender like that.
Because if Van Dijk gets injured, then you're in deep.
I want a creative player in the midfield.
Do you want Coutinho back?
I wouldn't say no to Coutinho.
You take him back.
I'll take him back. If we don't get that guy, Torres.
Do you know the weird thing is though? He's a Barcelona player. He went on loan to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And Coutinho scored against Barcelona twice.
It shows you
But isn't
how
it how-
silly Barcelona is, because they let a quality player like that go and play for the opposite side and
No, like,
batter them.
It's their player that scored against them.
Well, this is
So,
what I
like,
mean.
it just doesn't
Exactly.
make sense.
Why would you let him go and play for that team in the first place when you know that your team is aging? Doesn't even make sense. You should be trying to play that player in your squad. Anyway, it just shows the downfall of Barcelona. Really, it does.
Yeah, they're slowly starting to downfall.
You know,
and it shows you how they got.
The problem is that they've got too much on Messi's shoulders. He's got too much of the responsibility of that squad. As I told
Do
you.
you think that's why he wants to leave?
Yeah, of course.
Do you
He's
think that's
feeling
the
it.
main reason?
He's feeling it, man. He wants to leave, man.
Or do you think it's because of the 8-2 thrashing and he's just like, yo, I can't.
It's
do
not
it.
just that. He's just got too much pressure on his shoulders, man. It's too much. He's always taking responsibility of the team. It's too much.
Always.
Well, most of the time. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if it's like big game, then it's like
Yeah,
Messi,
exactly.
Messi.
Who are they going to blame? Oh, how come Messi didn't do this? How come Messi didn't do that?
He's not
How
one
come
man.
he did that?
You can't do everything, people.
He's only one man, you know. He's not a whole freaking team. He can't do it all.
You can't do everything, man. They reminded us when we had Eden Hazard, and we just literally relied on him so much.
Well, this is what I mean.
It shows you how dead our team was without him.
You've got to have
Since
quality.
he's gone, I'm happy as.
You've got to have quality players around you to be able to win things. And if you can't do that, then it ain't going to happen, is it? I mean, if he gets... Let's put it this way. If Messi gets injured tomorrow, right? That Barcelona team is crap.
Do you know when you heard about Messi?
I even heard that Suarez might be even going to Juventus.
Suarez going to Juventus.
Suarez, they even think about getting rid of Suarez. Suarez isn't been there that long.
He's been at Barcelona for a while.
Yeah, but would you... Come on. Is he one of the people that you get rid of straight away?
I personally wouldn't get rid of Suarez because he knows how
Well,
good...
they're thinking of getting rid of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's a Liverpool fan. He knows how good Luis Suarez was.
This man did a hat trick in freaking against Norwich, mate.
What he did to
He
Norwich
made him
was
look.
horrible. Oh my
He made
god.
him look like crap, man. He outplayed the whole. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about even the Liverpool. He alone outplayed Norwich. He outplayed them on his own. That's how good he is. You know, he's wasted at Barcelona, Tears Truth. He's wasted there. I'd have him back at Liverpool like that. No problems. No problems.
Even though he did the dirty on you.
Even though he did the dirt to me, I'd still have him back at Liverpool.
So, oh damn, so good.
I would. Look, he could win you. He could win you a season, man. He could win.
He nearly won you the season.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of how Barcelona did get battered by Bayern Munich, this leads into my next question,
Yeah.
which is one of the Bayern Munich players.
Oh, here's a question you left out there. How do you think Man United's going to do?
That was actually one of my. Actually, no, that was another question.
Is that another question?
Well, it was on a specific player that Man United brought, but
Oh, right.
since you asked that,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I think Man United's going to do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough because now with the way Man United are playing, obviously they lost against Sevilla, which, to be honest, they didn't take their chances.
Yeah.
If they took their chances, they pretty much would have won the game against Sevilla. That was the Europa League.
Yeah.
They actually played really well,
Yeah.
looking at the ball in the back of the net. I feel as though this season, Man United will do good at the start, but I see them crumbling a little bit. I see them getting a few draws and a few losses. I know teams get that now and again, but I think with them, they're gonna just come with a certain situation where players won't really get along. And I think with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? Because remember there was a period where Man United were losing game after game after game. They were drawing, losing, drawing.
Yeah.
And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was still there. He was pretty much this close to getting sacked. But then somehow he pulled it and turned it around.
Do you think?
I think he's going to go through that saga again.
Do you think he's still? Do you think he's got that still background like Ferguson? Do you think he can? If he needed to be ruthless, could he be ruthless? Because that's the difference between him. That's what I think the difference is between him and Ferguson. Ferguson, apart from being a great manager, he was also. If you didn't do things his way, he'd just cut you out, mate. It's like a cancer. He'd just cut you out of the team, mate, and just say sod off, and rebuild the team. You know what I mean?
I think he's ruthless, but not as ruthless as Alex Ferguson, in my opinion.
Alex Ferguson was a ruthless man. He was,
But-
but
But he knows, like,
he had a
Ole Gunnar-
certain way of wanting to play. He seemed to play, and he didn't care who you were. He didn't care how big a name you were. He didn't care how many titles you got. If you didn't play as well, you're out.
and that's why Alex Ferguson was such a good manager and his tactics as well.
But I must admit though, he did the biggest cock up I've ever seen any
Alex
manager
Ferguson,
do, right?
what was that?
And that was Keane, getting rid of Keane, right? He got rid of Keane, yeah?
Yeah, but
because Keane was actually saying to this team, "Oh, you guys need to buck up your ideas and blah blah." He got rid of him, which I think was the biggest cock up you could have done.
Yeah,
Right?
you can't do that.
You can't do that, yeah, right?
But it shows you how competitive and how much Roy Keane wanted to win. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's the type of people you want. That's the type of people you want in your freaking changing room. You know what I mean? But as a player, he was saying that to the other players, saying, "Well, come on, as a captain, buck up your ideas."
That's
And he
why-
got rid of him.
That's why the saga was between Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane.
Yeah.
That rivalry was so,
That was intense.
yeah.
It was intense.
like, even
Because both players want to win.
before they, walked onto the field,
Oh my god, down the freaking
Tunnel.
down the tunnel they're fighting each other.
yeah, I was having little scraps. What was he saying? Always thinks he's a nice guy, but he even was it in one of the Sky Sports videos. He even said how important the game was, how much Man United wanted to beat Arsenal. I just don't think that's there anymore.
No, I
that
don't
type
think there
of-
is.
That rivalry.
But it's not really a leader there, is it? Roy Keane was a leader.
Who?
There's not a leader there.
At United.
Who would you say is a leader at Man United?
I was going to say Harry Maguire, but speaking of Harry Maguire,
God, Harry Maguire just got himself into a lot of problems, didn't he? He went on holiday. All right, of course, someone approached his sister and tried to
approached his sister.
approached his sister and tried to. I don't know if they tried to drug her or something, and he was defending her.
It was a policeman. Was it a policeman?
I don't know if it was a policeman
It
or
was a
something like
policeman,
that, but obviously that's going on. I don't know the full details of that, but at the end of the day, he did what anyone would do, and he protected his sister, which I
think
can't blame
He
him.
went through. I think he said it was on YouTube. It was on one of the posts. It said with Harry Maguire that he thought that One person said that's it. That's your career done. You never play football ever again. Hopefully he comes back.
Well, it looked like they tried to destroy his. They tried to break his legs or something, didn't they? They tried to do something to him, but they're out of order. If that's what the police did, they're freaking out of order. You know.
It's about he's not really gonna. I think he's been ruled out for the England squad now. Speaking of the England squad,
Yes,
Jack Grealish
he's in the England squad.
is finally Southgate finally called up Jack Grealish. Even though I'm thinking to myself, he should have called him up ages ago. Why didn't they just call him
I'm
up
glad
now?
you said that. I'm glad you said that because Jack Grealish should have been in that squad long time ago. He should have been He should have been in there long time ago.
I personally think he's really
Another player that should be in that squad is Danny Ings. He should be in that squad.
good. Danny Ings.
Yeah, of course he should be in it.
He's a bit old, you know. How old
Danny
is he?
Ings.
28.
Look, Danny Ings at the moment is up there with Varney. He's the one who's scoring freaking goals, mate.
I wouldn't say he's up there with Vardy. I say he's good, but I wouldn't say he's up there with...
He's scoring goals, mate, and that's all you need,
Yeah,
mate.
but he's not going to score, 20, 24 goals. a
Dude,
season.
the manager said he'd pick players on their freaking form, man. Yeah, he's been scoring the goals, mate. He should get an opportunity.
I understand that, but I don't think he's as good as Jamie Vardy, personally.
Jesus.
He's good, but I don't see...
He scored 22 goals, mate.
last season.
Yep.
Did he actually?
Yep.
No, he didn't. He was only 28 years old, to be fair.
Exactly. He's not old. He's not past it. Come on, man. He should. Be, but this manager talks. His manager talks a lot of rubbish, you know, because he says he picks players on form. He doesn't pick players on form. He picks players that he likes.
So you basically...
He talks
So you think
rubbish.
it's favouritism then?
Yeah, of course it is. If you're picking players on form, yeah, right.
What players would you pick then?
At the moment, right.
I've got some I'd pick.
Let's just put it this way, right. Who have we got in that team that is creative in that midfield?
Can I name some?
You can if you want. Yeah.
Oh, midfield.
Yes.
Midfield. Henderson.
Yes.
No, I was going to say Eric Dyer, but he's not good. Not because he's Tottenham, he's just terrible. Who else? Chamberlain, if he comes back, if he's in there.
All right. Let's make it easier. Who would you pick up front?
Up front.
Yeah.
What formation?
Let's say whatever formation you choose.
I'd probably play 4-3-3, to be honest. For me, it would be, what is it? Sterling on the left.
Mm.
It would be Jadon Sancho on the right. Up front, Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And behind him, in attacking midfield, Mason Greenwood.
So you go with Harry Kane and Greenwood up front.
Yeah. The reason why I'm saying Harry Kane is because he's the only English striker that's good at the moment. But,
Yeah, but that's the problem. We rely too much on Harry Kane. That's the problem.
Maybe even Callum Wilson, to be fair. I might bring Callum
Why
Wilson.
do England always have
Oh,
to
you're
rely on...
actually quite right, you know. But
Why do we always end up relying on freaking two strikers all the time?
You're actually quite right with Danny Ings, you know.
Why can't we have four strikers up front?
I think we should actually... You're actually right with Danny
Why can't
Ings.
why can't we have a pick of strikers on the bench? Why can't we have that?
We've got Kane and... yeah. I think there's more strikers, but they're not like...
Why can't we rotate them?
I don't think Jamie Vardy wants to play for England, if I'm honest. This is the Premier League top goal scorer.
All right, leave out Vardy. But Danny Ings deserves to play for the England, doesn't he?
If he wants to.
Of course he wants to. He's not going to say no to
Has
England.
he retired from it? I don't even know. I don't think he's retired.
Listen, he would play for England. If he got the call up, he would play for England. He would jump at the chance. Of course he would.
I haven't really looked at the England squad.
But the manager, he's picking his favourites. He keeps saying, "Oh, I'm picking them on the what they're doing, on their efforts and bullshit."
Can I ask you a question?
Favourites.
You know when they announced Gareth Southgate as your manager, what were your immediate thoughts? What was your reaction?
Should have been Harry Redknapp, man.
Harry Redknapp. Why?
Because Harry's got the experience. Harry knows how to gel a team together, mate. And I still think, even now, Harry Redknapp should be England manager. I still think that.
I wouldn't really pick Redknapp, to be honest.
So who would you pick?
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
For England manager?
Yeah.
Personally.
It's two people, right? Harry Redknapp and Allardyce. And Allardyce buggered it up.
So Allardyce is pretty much ruled out of it.
He buggered himself up there. So who else would you pick?
I picked the Bournemouth manager, but he's crap. He got
The
almost
ball was
relegated.
manager.
I was, but then his team got relegated.
Jesus.
If I had to pick, probably
No.
Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers
Yeah.
as England manager.
Yeah. I mean, look what he did with Leicester. Obviously, Leicester, they were crap. They played rubbish during the end of the season, but during the start and middle of the
don't
season,
get
they
me
did pretty
wrong.
well.
Don't forget, he was ex-Liverpool manager, and we nearly won it with him. But
Sounds someone
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, another midfielder, Ross Barkley, of England. We got Mason Mount. That will for strikers.
No, I don't know.
Oh, we got Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson, Tammy
Is this
Abraham.
England's lineup?
We
Yeah.
got Rashford as well. How did I forget Marcus Rashford? Danny Ings? Oh, he's actually in there.
Well, Danny should have been there anyway. A long time.
Danny Ings is in there.
The question is how do you get that team to work? The best formation is probably 4-3-3 to play a minute. Really, that's a formation that they would know.
I'd say that, yeah.
But who would you have as goalkeeper?
Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson's good, you know. Sheffield United goalkeeper.
I'd have Dean Henderson or Pope.
Nick Pope.
Yeah.
I think is Nick Pope even there? I don't
Yeah,
even think
he's there. He's there.
I see Tom Eaton. I see Jordan Pickford.
He's got to be there, Pope.
Oh, Nick Pope's actually there.
He's got to be there.
You love Nick Pope so much.
Come on, man. The man hardly made any mistakes,
But
dude.
pretty much right. If as you know, my dad plays FIFA. You got the normal rated Pope, then you had the foot birthday one,
Yeah,
and then because you wanted the summer heat one.
yeah.
He has the 93 rated summer heat Nick Pope, so he pretty much loves Nick Pope.
Yeah.
But you like Dean Henderson as well.
I do.
But if you had to pick between the two goalkeepers, who would it be? Who would be the starting?
It'd have to be Pope, wouldn't it? It'd have to be Pope.
I picked Dean Henderson. Do you know how good Dean Henderson is?
He's good, but
Man United wanted him over there. I don't know if that bid's still on or not.
I think it is.
Is it?
I think it is. If I had to pick out of the goalkeepers, I'd still pick Pope.
I think Dean Henderson all rounds better. His diving's better, personally.
No.
I think he sees his danger like far ahead.
Anyway, what's your next question?
That's what I personally say.
What's your next question? At the moment, the England squad. Do you think there's enough creativity in that squad?
Yes and no. I think if you...
Because we always go into.
It depends what tactic was it.
We're not.
Oh, looks like I got the starting lineups, mate.
We've got the start lineups there.
This is for was Liverpool versus what Blackpool.
All right. Okay.
So your team's playing 4-3-3.
Yeah.
So in goal is Alisson.
Yes.
At left back, James Milner.
Yeah.
Your centre back is Kumitio.
Right. Who's he?
God knows.
Never heard of him.
Maybe he's God knows who he is.
Okay.
Centre back Matip.
Okay.
At right back, Hover.
This is a complete new squad. This is young players by the looks of it.
I'm assuming it's young players or maybe internationals. So midfield three is Minamino.
Yeah.
In the middle, Fabinho.
Yeah.
Then in the midfield, Keita.
Okay.
Then your front three, Sadio Mane,
Okay.
Firmino, and Mohamed Salah.
Oh, there you go. He's given a few players. He's given a few young players a
And he's
chance
got
to play out there.
Divock Origi on the bench.
There you go, mate. He's given a few players a go in the old team now.
Another question, thoughts on that?
Yes.
Thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the lineup?
My thoughts on the lineup. The more of the younger players that can play, the better off we are because they're going to get experience.
Okay, let me ask you another question, right?
Yes.
With the whole Premier League, this isn't even on my notes.
Right.
Do you think in the Premier League we should have more English players? Because to be honest with you, there was
What, from the Championship?
I wouldn't say. I mean, like from like academy, and then make it all the way to Premier League. Because what we're seeing nowadays,
Well,
you know what?
I'm gonna
Wait, let me. What we're seeing nowadays,
Yeah.
is that they're getting up there, they're upgrading.
Yeah.
Then when they're at that age, they get loaned from one championship to another championship,
Yeah.
to another championship,
Yeah.
to another championship,
Yeah.
to another one,
And they're not getting a chance to play in the proper.
and they never actually play in the proper one. You know where they started.
Well, I've always thought, that we should do it like the old-fashioned way, how we used to do it, where you play in the Championship, and then you come from the Championship into the Premiership, right? Because all those guys that are playing like in those teams, you know, why can't they make it in the Premiership? Look, Gary Lineker came from the Premiership. Shearer came from the
Do you
Premiership.
know what it is though? Finances.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be better to take your English players and develop them, and
I know.
then develop them into top players?
It'd be better, but when you look at the time and everything like that and the money,
Yeah, but the money that you're spending on getting a player from abroad,
which could be quality.
you could put the money into a player that will develop and stay with you in a longer term,
So basically,
a longer length of time.
basically, delayed gratification rather than instant gratification.
Yeah.
So it's like me buying a quality player
Yes.
for one season, whereas if I buy this player, it'll be crap. If I buy another player from the championship, maybe crap the next 3 seasons.
Yes,
But then
it'll develop.
in some teams it'd work, but if it's Chelsea, it wouldn't work. The only reason why it worked last time is because we couldn't really sign anyone. So we had to play Tammy Abraham. We had to play Mason Mount. They're not rubbish. I'm not saying they're not rubbish, but they're not as good as Kai Havertz.
Yeah, but
not as good as Ziyech. Not as good as Timo Werner.
Brandon, listen,
like,
listen, right?
They did bits,
Look
though.
how much money you've had to spend. Look how much money you've had to spend to improve the level. Don't get me wrong, your defence was crap, right? You had to spend money
I
on
still
defence.
think it's
right?
dog one, to be honest.
It's still,
We just need to understand about
you still had to spend money. You spend money on your defence. I'll give you that, right? But really, if you had players there of a high quality, you've got enough experience there for people to develop them on, to make them into good players,
I know, but it's just how long it would take. That's what it is.
Well, as they say, better players around you, better quality of football you'll play, as they say. But at the end of the day, if you've got good trainers around you, you should be able to do that as well.
True. It's just I think. It's
I mean,
just
look
the way
at Liverpool's camp. Look at many years ago, mate. Our camp. We had to develop players from
But that's
scratch.
years ago because you didn't have your team wasn't spending 50 million on one player.
Well, this is what I mean.
Because if that happened back in the day, they'd slap you
Yeah,
in the
but
face.
don't forget, Brandon, that it proves that it can be done, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It just takes a bit of time, but it can be done.
we spent 50 million on Fernando Torres. I remember that.
Well, there you go.
And people saying that he was a flop. I didn't think it was a flop because he won the
Who was a
Champions
flop?
League. Fernando Torres at Chelsea.
Well, he was.
What is the Champions League?
Compared to what he was at Liverpool.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously, at Liverpool, he was way better. 100% way
yeah,
better.
but don't forget, Gerrard was literally given to him on a plate.
Yeah, he had the service from Gerrard.
He didn't have the service at Chelsea. He didn't have the service there, so he had to
Yeah.
work harder. But at Liverpool, Gerrard literally put it on a plate for him half the time. So
Right.
But hey, any more to
Something else popped into my head
what's that?
with when you said, was it better quality of players, better football
Yes.
around you, and you play better. The things with Wilfred Zaha.
Mm.
I do think he. I do think do you personally think deep down he's comfortable playing at Palace?
No, I think he'll move on.
But how? Because people are saying, okay, he's worth Roy Hodgson's price tag. I'm saying he's 100 and so million. Clubs aren't really
he
going to pay
doesn't-
that.
Obviously, he doesn't want him to leave. He doesn't want to leave,
Do
but
you think he can just force it?
sooner or later he will want to leave. He will want to leave. I mean, the likes of probably like maybe Chelsea, maybe
Or
Man.
Arsenal? I say we get him because I know how good he is. I know how good Zaha
He
is.
was at Man U and they let him go. All right. I don't know. Maybe even Leicester might want him. Tottenham. He would do brilliant at Tottenham, and we already know that he wants to really play for Arsenal. He wants to play for Arsenal. He's already said he wants to play for Arsenal, but they won't let him go.
It's a sticky one. It's a sticky one. Like you want to leave, you know the club that you're at. Like, it's all right, but you want to move to the club that you've supported.
Exactly.
But your manager doesn't want to want you
Nah.
to go, and they're saying,
You can't
okay,
blame the manager, innit? He's his
obviously,
Come on, tell you the truth. He's his best player there, isn't he?
yeah,
Come on.
but it's Zaha FC essentially. Yeah,
He,
he knows
he ain't
that.
gonna let him go until he can find someone to replace him. He ain't.
Who can surprise going to find two players?
You know.
Closest to him is Jordan Ayew, but
You know what that means? That means like people like Benteke needs to lift up his game, mate, and start playing, mate.
So the worst
Start
thing
scoring
is-
goals.
the worst thing is, I say how bad Benteke is, but we conceded against him. That's how bad our defence was. You see
Well,
why I
there
went
you
to the centre back?
Yes, I know.
We conceded against Christian Benteke. The man didn't score, hasn't scored a Premier League before
But
he
this-
played us in
but
2
this is-
seasons.
Yeah, but this is the thing about Benteke, right? He was actually a great striker.
Yeah, for Villa, yeah, he was doing
He
bits for
was.
Villa. And then he
And
came fewer scored, and then he's...
maybe he should go back to Villa. Maybe he should, and see if he can get back some of that quality that he had before. Because
Benteke over Wesley.
yeah, maybe he should. Maybe he should do a swap.
Yeah, I'll take that. That'd be a 6 swap.
Because at the moment he's not doing jack, is he? He's just having the ball fed to him. He needs to get off his arse and start running with the ball, mate, and start creating something.
What
He's
about-
not doing enough.
What about with Newcastle? They made a bid for, was it, Callum Wilson.
I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a bad buy.
I mean, look at that Newcastle strikers, Joe Linton and Carroll.
Well, they ain't doing it, are they? I mean, Carroll's. We know that. Well, don't forget he was at Liverpool. He was awesome at Liverpool. Carroll was.
But you got rid of him.
But
my man gets injured so many times.
he's just injury prone so much. It's just ridiculous. And he's lost about a yard of pace now. So.
Yeah, and then Joe Linton. Well, he's just awful.
Well,
you know how much he was? He was actually 41 million. How much point? Well, he scored 1 goal, I think.
Well, that's not good, is it?
The Prem?
That's not good enough, is it? Really? They need a proper striker up front, mate. They need someone who's like a Shearer-like up front from Newcastle, don't they?
Who are Newcastle going to sign out like Shearer?
Well, what's his name there? You know that you're talking about. What's his name? The guy they bid for.
Callum Wilson.
He could do it. He could.
He ain't going to be like Shearer. He's good. But he ain't going to be like Shearer.
If he could get the service, if they can get someone to give him the proper service,
if he gets the service, then he can stand the back.
He could knock a few goals away. I know that.
He's actually genuinely good, to be fair.
He's not rubbish. He's just where he's played. He's just ain't had proper players around him. But that's how it goes, mate.
What about Josh King?
What about Josh King?
I think he goes to Newcastle as well. Callum Wilson and Josh King up front. See what if I had to make a bid for Callum Wilson, Josh King, and flog Carroll and Linton.
I can't see him selling Carroll. I can see him selling Linton.
But who's the manager of Newcastle again? Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Is he even a good manager?
He's doing all right at the moment.
What my friend was, he used to be manager of Villa. He said that his football's boring.
Oh, they always say his football's boring, mate.
It's dead. Imagine him as England manager. Oh, I thought we'd be so dead.
But don't forget, dude, he come out of Man United, dude. He knows how to freaking defend.
Yeah, but
he's not someone who doesn't know how to defend.
But that's as a player, as a manager, he's quite. He's
Don't get him too wrong, mate. He's been very close, you know, dude.
Do you remember Tony Pulis?
Yes, I do.
Remember his football?
Yes, I know.
It's like that, but just 10 times worse. Let's put it that way.
Well, every manager's got their own system, ain't they?
Yeah, but that's not the system. I remember Sarri.
Oh my god. We don't want to talk about Sarri, mate.
Oh my god. His football. Oh, we had him for 1 season, then we just kicked him out.
Can't talk about Sarri, mate. Jeez.
Oh my god,
that was terrible.
I remember, we versed Brighton. You were watching it, and my man fell asleep twice.
Terrible, man.
Watching that game.
Terrible.
It was front,
boring
forward,
football.
Forward, sideways, back, sideways,
boring football. That's why I wasn't surprised when he got sacked, mate, from where he was.
Do you know the worst thing is, though? He came third.
Jeez.
We came third, but Joy, I don't understand. Juventus wanted him.
We got no sense.
And then after they got knocked out of Champions League, they just sacked him.
Well, this is it. They don't joke, man. They don't
Sarri
joke
got
over
sacked.
that.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, but I think that's the best thing they could have done. They realised he was rubbish. They realised that he didn't know what he was doing.
No, but what do you expect, though? Like, when you got Sarri as your manager, man, you're not going to play amazing football.
It's true.
Tiny Link's quite...
And what do you think about... I mean, obviously, we've got, like, these new clubs that are coming up now into the Premiership. How do you think they're going to do? You think they'll be able to handle the Premiership?
Maybe there you go. It's Leeds, it's Fulham. I forgot the last team.
How do you think Leeds
will probably do? Here. It's Leeds, Fulham. Oh, West Brom, the Brummies, Baggies, whatever they're called.
How do you think they do?
I think 2 of them will get relegated.
You reckon?
I reckon 2 out of 3 will get relegated.
I don't think Leeds will get relegated.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't think Leeds.
I don't reckon Leeds will get relegated.
I think it's gonna be Fulham
because they've already spent big money on a striker.
They bought Rodrigo, you know.
They bought a striker.
Was it that Rodrigo guy? What team's he play for again? Oh, I remember what team? Valencia.
Well, there you go, man.
He's fast. He's actually really, really good.
Yeah, they spent big money.
When I saw that Leeds signed Rodrigo, I was like, damn.
Yeah, they're not joking.
Rodrigo, you know, I was like, jeez.
What do you think? You think Greenish will be staying at Villa? Do you think he's going to stay there, or you think he's going to go to Man United?
Do you know what? I reckon he will, but if Man United are offering proper big money, I don't think he'll leave. I don't think he loves Villa that much.
You think so?
Yeah, even though he knows that Villa don't have the finance, but he loves Villa, innit? He brings them, man. Like,
yeah, but
I mean, even when
Yeah, but what's the quality in Villa? There's not a lot of quality in Villa.
I know,
The defence is terrible, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the defense is terrible.
The only thing they got going for them is probably the midfield and the strikers, the wingers, and that's it.
But the strikers, who's good up front for Villa? Who's
Well,
that? What, Wesley?
um,
I remember.
not Wesley. Forget Wesley.
Guys, by the way, we actually did a Villa career? Was it we did career mode
Oh
using
my
Aston
God.
Villa? That was the most stressful season going because we used the players and then we just established how crap they were.
I ended up getting relegated to Blackpool.
Yeah, basically.
That's how bad things went down the toilet, mate.
Wins the championship. No, do you know what it was? The first season was alright because we got 8. It's just the second season
No, we did
'Cause we knew-
it's too much, man.
because we knew us. Which I said to you, we shouldn't. Obviously, because we were in debt, right? We
Yeah,
had to sell Grealish.
we was in big
Even
debt.
though
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to sell Grealish,
Yeah, we was in big
but
debt.
we sold him, and it kind of annoyed me because he's the geezer that got
But
us
we
in
didn't
the
have
kicking
we
team.
didn't have much choice. We had to because the debt that we was into, right? There's no other way we would have filled in that debt. We had to sell him.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much when you got Wesley up front, it's kind of hard to score goals. The left backs and the right. When we're against Liverpool and we're using Aston Villa, we're just like, crud.
I don't know why we picked Villa, mate. Honestly, out of all the teams,
Probably should pay a better score, to be
we
honest.
thought we could manage them, and it just went down the toilet,
They
mate.
meant to do the negotiations,
but-
the release clause.
But let me tell you,
Oh,
right,
man, it
at the moment now, right, if the manager doesn't sort out the defence for Villa,
Was it Dean Smith?
yeah, if he doesn't sort out the defence for Villa, right, and brings in more creative players in the midfield, and get his strike force working, because he's got the strike force there.
They
These guys,
scraped. They
they're going to
scraped
freaking get
survival.
relegated, mate. He needs to sort it out,
You know,
mate.
honestly, right? Last season,
Yeah.
in his last game, I was like, Villa relegated.
Everyone thought they were
I
finished.
was so convinced they were going to get relegated.
Everyone thought they were finished.
And then when I heard that they survived, I was like, what?
I was happy they survived, but
But
I
was
just didn't
like,
think they should have been in that situation in the first place.
But
myself.
to be fair, if you didn't get relegated, then probably I wouldn't have enough banter. You wouldn't have enough banter with the Villa fans, but it's.
It's not about banter.
Was it?
I didn't think Villa should have been in that situation in the first place.
You knew the team was bad, but you didn't think it was that bad. You think it was just down
Yeah,
to the manager's
yeah,
tactics
exactly.
and the way.
Yeah. And then when I saw him come out with his tactics, I thought, oh my god, this manager doesn't know what the hell he's doing. What the hell?
You
What's
think his
this?
manager's just crap
I
overall?
thought he's totally rubbish. And people were saying to me, oh, this team wanted him and that team. Mate, they should have took him, mate. They should have took him. It was rubbish.
Who do you think would be the next Villa manager then?
I don't know, mate, but it's got to be someone who's got sense, mate. Because
I'd pick Sean Dyche, you know.
you reckon?
Yeah, that Burnley manager. I know it'll be long ball FC, but let's be honest with you. I think the defense
Yeah, but the,
structure
no,
and
listen,
defense
listen,
will be improved.
Mings, right?
Tyrone Mings.
He needs to learn how to defend again, mate. He needs to go right back to freaking. He needs to hang around with John Terry, mate, and learn how to defend, mate. Because some of the defending he's done is like it's schoolboy defending shit, mate. Honestly,
Yeah, he's defending.
terrible, mate. Terrible. For a Premiership player who's getting paid that big type of money, he shouldn't be doing that, man. He should be better than that.
Imagine if he got caught if things scored.
Oh my god,
Yo, we'd be so
that'd be a
screwed.
freaking nightmare, mate.
Who's
Jesus.
our best centre backs for England? Who's actually our best centre backs?
Oh my god.
Who's
Well,
it?
it ain't Stones, is it?
No,
Stones is not there, is it?
Stones is there, but he's not.
He's not playing at all, is he?
People would say Harry Maguire, but he's
Come to think of it, right? I think people should give Stones. If there's any clubs out there, they should look at Stones. You know, I don't think he's as bad as that. I think he just
Yeah,
needs. No, he needs
he makes so many mistakes.
No,
with
he
that.
needs a decent defender with him to show him the way,
Dad,
mate.
he's at Man City with Ottoman. He makes so many mistakes. He made so many mistakes. That's why Pep played Fernandinho over him.
Yeah, but he doesn't get much games. What do you expect
But
from him?
He doesn't play much games because of the amount of mistakes he made.
Yeah, but how's he going to improve if he doesn't get games? Tell me.
Yo, listen, I understand that. But oh man, it's the mistakes, man. It's dumb mistakes. It's mistakes that you're thinking, okay, the defenders should clear up. It's David Luiz like. David Luiz like.
All right, what do you think about this new midfield player that Liverpool are interested in? What's his name?
Oh yeah, that was another question. You know what? That's a
that guy
question I
called?
forgot. I've got him. His name's Thiago.
Thiago. I personally think he's a quality player. I'm just scared that Chelsea's after him, and I'm scared that Man United's after him.
And Barcelona
I'm scared that
after
Barcelona's
I think
after
Man
him.
City's obviously going to put their chip in as well.
And Man City's obviously they're going to put their 10 pence worth in as well. That's scaring me. That's scaring the hell out of me.
Just think is
Great player. This guy. I can't remember this guy's name. this guy at Arsenal is a quality player as well.
He's on about Saka. So essentially,